what are stem cells? This is something that is naturally within your body. The best way I like to explain it is comparing it to a house. Imagine you have this massive house, and inside of it there's 100 workers, okay? And when you think of 100 workers, you're thinking that's excessive. Well, that's technically what happens from the moment you're born. You have all these great, fresh stem cells in there. That's why if you have a child or a niece, nephew, or just a friend's child, and you see that they've cut themselves or they've got a bump or whatever it is, within a day or two, you realize, like, where's that cut gone? How is it healed so fast? That's the stem cells. Whereas for me, I'll get a cut and 2 weeks later, I'm like, this thing still hasn't gone away. The importance of this. So imagine the 100 workers inside of that house. They're young, they're vibrant. If there's even a little bit of speck on the carpet, someone will come and quickly vacuum it up. If a light bulb's flickering, someone's quickly switching it up. They are making sure that everything is pristine. Now, what happens over time is there's fatigue, just like with everything else. So now, those 100 workers are now in their 50s, 60s. Some of them are dying. Some of them are no longer able to function correctly. Some of them are slower. Some of them are in wheelchairs. So what happens to the house? Now, if there's a leak in one part of the house, it takes a lot longer for people to get over there and fix. There may be some damage to a window. It may take some people to go over there. That loud beeping smoke detector that's going off, it may take someone to go over there. These are all, if you compare it to your body, what's happening with these stem cells and the fatigue. This can result in appearances first, with your skin, your eyesight, smell, your hair color, muscle, tissue, bones. It can impact everything, right? So what happens the moment that we place stem cells into our body? These stem cells go in there, and it's like bringing in fresh workers into that house. So now your body's saying, hey, by the way, we can't fix all of these things. But it fixes it in a different way than medicine would. So when you think of medicine, we use the term synthetic because it's created. That medicine is made to go into the body and do one thing. So if you have a headache, it will either dilate, it will use some caffeine, it may use whatever it is in order to remove that headache, right? There may be side effects and so forth. This is being created for that one purpose. Stem cells are not programmed by a doctor or a scientist or anyone else. The natural DNA, the intelligence center, is within these stem cells. So as they go into your body, you may think, I need help with my joint. Yeah, it may help you with your joint, but in addition to that, as it goes through, it recognizes there's some problems with the heart tissue, there's problems with the lungs, there's problems with wherever it may be through the body, and it will locate the area and start helping there. So the best way to think about it is bringing fresh new workers into that house where people have become fatigued and older and start rejuvenating the house. So I started because I wanted to make sure that I was now maintaining the house, which is my body, by doing stem cells. Fast forward, I start realizing with all of the research out there that as these stem cells go through the body, they start releasing these little vessels called exosomes, okay? Initially, research showed that exosomes were waste created by stem cells. What they didn't realize was these are the messengers. So imagine now the car is the stem cell and the driver and passengers are the exosomes that show up to the house. So the car shows up to the house saying, this place has a problem right here. The exosomes come out and they start helping out. And that can be helping out with tissue. Inflammation is a major thing. And I know we hear the term inflammation all the time. So I want to share a story with you, okay? So myself and Dr. Tejal are out in the jungle 1,000 years ago, okay? And I'm gathering wood, she's gathering berries and so forth. We're preparing to eat, and all of a sudden a lion comes out of nowhere. First, our pupils dilate, okay? And the reason that you get goosebumps, this is interesting also, is your body immediately, within microseconds, says, hey, we need to prepare to run. So it flushes the blood all the way to our legs. Eyes dilate so we can see better. Blood flushes down to our legs, so there's less blood flow through the skin. That's why you get those goosebumps. But here's the thing. We both start running from the lion. Lion claws me. Now, instead of me just bleeding out and dying, this incredible thing called inflammation kicks in. And it helps temporarily while my stress hormones are at peak from me bleeding out. So inflammation isn't a bad thing. It's just a bad thing when it is perpetually being used, okay? So we now know what inflammation is, all right? When exosomes are going through the body now, what it's doing is it's going through to try to remove this inflammation that's not needed, the stuff that's not there, that's preventing us from healing ourselves, right? This body is very, very, very much aware of how to heal itself, but things get in the way. So that's the inflammation. So exosomes, there's very few things out there that can remove inflammation as well as exosomes.